The Northman was directed by Robert Eggers and stars Alexander Skarsgård, Anya Taylor-Joy, Ethan Hawke, Nicole Kidman, and Willem Dafoe, and is a movie that has been out for a couple of weeks now, but I finally got a chance to see it, and I'm going to talk about it. An adaptation of William Shakespeare's Hamlet, this story follows Hamlet, played by Skarsgård, who vows to avenge his father's death at the hands of his brother who for the throne, and essentially save his mother in the process, and hopefully achieve that sense of justice that was denied many, many years ago. That's essentially the brief plot of the movie, and I'm going to keep it that way because even though people know how Hamlet goes, I'd rather people go into this knowing practically nothing, even though it feels like you're gonna know everything by now because you've probably already seen the movie. I think. This movie did not do super well at the box office though. It's already on VOD within a few weeks, which is kind of the custom apparently for Universal. If a movie doesn't do super well, it's already online. It happened with Ambulance a couple of weeks back, and it's happening with this one now, which is a real shame. It doesn't change the fact, though, that The Northman is awesome. Eggers is now 3 for 3 with The Witch, The Lighthouse, and this. And despite the fact that this movie cost between $70 to $90 million and is his biggest movie to date, it doesn't take away from the fact that this has Eggers' stamp all over it. As far as creative output goes, this is his movie. Only he could have made The Northman. Only he could have made it with such crazy imagery and such transcendental cinematography. And it shows. They really let him do his thing. His direction is magnificent here, and it is coupled with that gorgeous cinematography. This movie looks incredible from start to finish. It's very brutal and violent. Lots of very disturbing things happen, and you see some stuff that's very, very gory, and some countries would not even release this movie as a result of it. You know which ones you are, and I kind of understand why. This movie gets crazy, but make no mistake, it's all warranted. This is a damn good film, and it doesn't change that fact, like just the brutality of it. But it is incredible to witness. It's kind of a metal movie, honestly. Like, you're watching it and you just feel like this sense of like, yes! Like this sort of anger internally build within you, which is exactly what the movie is going for. Which I guess could make it feel a little emotionally vapid for some people, and I feel like that might be the only issue some people have with it, is like it does feel a little cold, which I think is the point of the movie. If you hear me out here, I feel like it's trying to go for something that is inherently like, yeah, it feels like they want you to feel like this guy has absolutely no remorse or mercy. And so in that sense, it does succeed. If it takes away from the emotional impact of it, maybe so a little bit, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it is meant to be that cold and vapid at times. But nonetheless, it doesn't change the fact that you're still invested in this movie through and through, and you want to see this path of vengeance play out. And Skarsgård is terrific. First of all, the man got fucking ripped for this movie. That's a workout routine I would very much like to get hands on. And it's just, he's incredible in the movie. He's visceral. He's honestly never been better. This is one of his best performances. But honestly, there are some career highs here. Anya Taylor-Joy is also incredible in this movie, and she adds a lot of that emotional levity to it. Like, you find yourself really caring for her character. And everybody, honestly, in the movie is great. Nicole Kidman was terrific as well, and she has a moment which I feel like is going to get her a lot of praise. A lot of people have already talked about this. There's this moment with a speech, and it's really, really good. It's an incredibly chilling moment in the movie, and when you get there, it is very satisfying. And the actor who plays Fjolnir, I'm sorry if I'm blanking on his name here, he is fantastic as well. Like, he plays a really great antagonist to Hamlet's protagonist. I think everybody does a really good job here. As incredible as this movie looks, it also sounds fantastic. The sound design is off the charts, and it has a beautiful musical score as well that sounds just as metal as the rest of the movie around it. I mean, the vibes of this movie, those visceral, raw, brutal vibes, are present throughout, and it excels on all of those things. It actually makes a movie that's inherently very dark and tragic almost feel awesome. Like, when you're seeing certain things happen in Hamlet's quest for vengeance, you're kind of like, yes! I mean, like I said, again, the point of the movie, even if, like I said, it feels a little emotionally hollow at times, but again, that's the point. Again, if it doesn't work for some people, that's totally okay, but it worked for me in every single way imaginable. Frankly, I couldn't get enough of this movie. As the action progressed, it just gets crazier and crazier. There are some excellent one-shots that you witness as well. There's one coming towards the end of the movie that is one of my favorite scenes of the year. Spectacular stuff. There's one early on, which is one of my favorite scenes of the year as well. Honestly, it's such a briskly paced, well done film. I can't wait to see it more and more times, and I fully understand the hype here. Okay, might not work for everybody, and that's totally fine, and I completely understand why it won't work for everybody. It seems like it didn't get the most positive reception from audiences that did go to see it, and I understand that. I definitely do understand that, but honestly, it worked for me. I'm sorry. I completely understand, but it did everything that I wanted it to do. And as a fan of Eggers' work, like I said, I couldn't find any major issue with this film after a while. And I loved it to bits, which is why I'm going to give The Northman a 10 out of 10. That's one critical blind spot out of the way. That leaves one more, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Hopefully I get to see that very soon, which should be very soon, and I'll have a review out for that as well. For those of you who haven't seen The Northman, it's out on VOD this week, so you can check it out and you can give me your thoughts on it. If you have already seen the movie, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know. Guys, thank you very much for watching. This was a ton of fun to finally talk about, and I think depending on what time this review is uploaded, after this is going to be Top Gun Maverick. There's going to be a lot to talk about. As always, if you like this, guys, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the movies.